refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running toes. They gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
I've been doing this.
I felt it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh-oh.
No,
Right.
it's not it.
I said, already? Somebody excited.
Gotta keep everybody on their toes, that's all.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports R2L. My name is Joe Jordan. You said you can tell it's the day after Valentine's Day. There we go. Day after Valentine's Day. Davey Dollar's not here with us. He's having a ongoing Valentine's Day, I guess you can say, right? But Mr. Your Done Son's here, myself. We got some good topics for y'all. Some drama topics, which is crazy yesterday. On Valentine's Day, a lot of drama, right? It's probably a day of love. So, Tomo, how you doing today, man?
I mean, I'm doing all right, still a little full from yesterday, but if you know, you know. Or as Tommy would say, rest in peace, GTD. And if you don't know, go watch mine so you can figure it out. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, right? So I had a great day yesterday. Wifey was happy. My daughter was happy. So that's what I care about, So, yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll, man. Ready to rock and roll. But, Dave's not here, obviously, as we said, it's only right if we turn out one time, Dave, Tomo.
You got to turn up. You got to, because if we don't, then the button wouldn't be here.
Turn me up, 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 up.
Let's get it. All right, so we are streaming this, y'all, on 3 platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure y'all like this video on all 3 platforms. Follow and subscribe on all 3 platforms. Share on all 3 platforms, because we know you're watching live, but you want others to watch live with y'all. You know why? Because you can be involved. You can use that comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. I know it's Valentine's Day. Some of y'all waking up a little late. Some of y'all had a good night. Some of y'all couldn't wait to wake up because the day wasn't good for you. I don't know your situation, right? But just tune in, all right? And stay active in those comments. We're going to put the comments on the screen. But if you're feeling good, I know you heard when Tomo first hit that hold up button. If you're feeling good, you hit that dollar sign on the bottom right of the comment section and you throw in some dollars. And you put a comment, we're going to hit you with the hold up sound, right? We're going to stop everything, put your comment on the screen, and you have the floor and the platform, all right? Because we appreciate all the donations and the gifts. We really do.
Donations,
man.
Donations. Gifts.
And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
Man, coming in here every day or every week in the chats, we talk about sports a lot. And, you use the chats to get away from the madness in the world. Because, sports, you want sports to be that release from, like, the everyday struggles. Because life can be stressful. And then, you see your team lose in the playoffs, first round, to a young team. And you find yourself down in the dumps and you're like, man, I can't keep doing this. Or you cut on a basketball game and then you watch your basketball team continue to lose games over and over and over and over and over and over again. Or you watch a boxing match and then you're a big fan of somebody and then you watch them go in there and don't look like themselves. It's just so much with sports that could just bring you down. And then you're like, life is actually happening around us. And in the moment of one of those, because like I said, those teams that you watch lose, somebody has to win. And in the moment of victory for the other team, there's just a lot of celebration, a lot of things that you just want to be grateful for. But yet, it's always something that's just going to pull you back and be like, look, life is real and life is fast. And we really just got to talk about what's going on today, because the Kansas City Chiefs, in one of their moments where right after you win a back-to-back Super Bowl, you want to celebrate with the city. You want to bring everybody out and everybody turn up for their team, just have a little fun. And then you have three people that just want to come in and just ruin a good thing. So, got to say it with heavy hearts. We got to start the morning off. It's a little rough one, but if you weren't watching the news, and some people who watch the news are like, man, y'all talking about this happening in sports, and we got things happening every day outside. It's true, but it's a sports platform. So we're going to touch on this one. 3 days after winning the Super Bowl, thrilling overtime game, one of the most watched Super Bowls. I guess a lot of people want to see the 49ers lose. I don't know, but the Kansas City Chiefs, they do their parade, and then next thing you know, we get updates. We like, what, did Travis Kelce jump off the stage or something? Like, what's going on? Is he wilding out? No, we hear about 22 people getting shot and then one person losing their life. Thoughts and prayers to that young lady. I got her name here, so we want to say rest in peace to Lopez Galvan. If I messed that up, charge it to my head and not my heart. But she was a DJ, so I'm gonna just say rest in peace to Lisa G. And then the 21 others who were injured in this situation, they say they're all gonna be able to bounce back. But thoughts and prayers to their family and just the things that you got to go through to bounce back after that. So we just want to do a quick reaction. Joe, when you seen this, how did you feel?
And also included those 22 shot, 8 were children. 8 of them. That's what I found this morning. 8 were children. But
here it is, right? I got it. My bad. 11 children between the ages of 6 and 15. 11 children. Okay. Yeah. It's funny because the video I watched, it said 8, but the person that was talking said 11. I'm like, okay, I'm just go 8, I guess. But no, you right. But this is so just like you said, Tomo, it's a sports platform, right? We talk sports, but when you have the platform, people want to know what you feel about, how you feel about this. Like if we just came on the show today and we did not talk about this, if I'm a fan of a sports show and you just skip over this, I'm like, why you come on now? This has something to do with sports, kind of. Why you? I want to hear what you got to say about it, Yeah. So we're gonna talk about it, and I thought it was sad. It just tells you that where certain people's mindsets are. You have a celebration. I mean, this is not like a football game where people are talking trash, or this is a celebration. This is like, you look at the crowd, all red, Chiefs fans, right? Celebrating the back-to-back championship. People were, drinking alcohol. People probably, under influence. People are excited, but I'm not sure if the people who were involved in the shooting were under the influence, right? But one thing I do know about being under the influence is, somebody told me this a long time ago, Tomo, all right? When you are drunk, 2 things gonna happen. You can feel 2 things. You could get a little excited, if you know what I mean, or you can get angry. One of the 2 is gonna happen, right? And a lot of people who are going through it personally, who have a lot of stuff on their mind, when they drink, they get angry and they want to fight. They want to do. Like, we all know people that want to fight when they drink, right? So, that probably happened. Maybe because if you watch the video, I'm not sure you saw the video. It's a video where you see the crowd, right? And then you hear pop, 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 and then it just got like this. That one spot just opened up like tremendously, like everybody just scattered. It's like, you ever see a pile of ants and you like throw water and then it just got the way, right? So now that's I'm gonna say we've been to Go-Go's, so I already know what you're talking about. There it is, right? And then shoot, it was a situation in Southeast yesterday too, right? So, but crazy. So it's sad because the fact that it's a celebration, and the mayor said himself, he said parades, movies, movie theaters, grocery stores, you're no longer safe. And it's sad because now we got to take precaution. Like, do we have to check people before they pass these boundaries of this parade? Do we got to check and see you got a weapon? Like, now we got to start doing that. And it was 800 law enforcement there, and that still happened. So it's a sad situation.
Unfortunate, someone did pass away, like you said. That's unfortunate. Like you passing away as a DJ at a parade, you know, which is.
Oh no, I think she was like she's a DJ in her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
I
was
don't
say,
think she was DJ in the parade.
about to say.
Yeah, no.
And also, I think her niece or nephew, like somebody, two of her family members were shot also. You know, so which makes it sad. And so my praise goes out to her and her family, everybody who was wounded in that situation. So it's a sad thing to say. But hey, man, they caught two of the guys, I guess, and three of them. One guy tried to run, and the pedestrian caught him. So that was good. That was some heroics from some Chiefs fans. So, what about you?
It's amazing how you watch the news and you see all the bad stuff, right? But then you also forget like the community of it. And that's the one video I did see. Like I didn't see the video of the gunfire going off.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put this on vibrate. Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was
me. I didn't see the one with the gunfire, but I did see the one where the people banded together. It was like 3 or 4 people, and they was like, "Look, chase him down because he's trying to run." And they actually stopped him. In my head, I was like, "Do we still got some bullets in the gun?" Because like you are kind of risking your life for this moment. Like, but then again, that's that human instinct. Mm-hmm. You always hear about these stories when I don't want to bring up 9/11, but when the plane was hijacked, the people was like, you know what? We're not about to go out like this. Like the fight or flight moment kicks in. Mm-hmm. So those are the silver lining in these bad situations. But also with the mayor, I don't like that he said that, but it's true because sometimes the truth hurts. Grocery stores, parades, movie theaters, going to the mall, like everything that you used to do on a normal where you don't even think twice about a mass shooting happening. You have to think about those things at times now. Like the awareness is at an all-time high. Since COVID, they said mental health is spiked because again, you gotta think people were in quarantine. Most of these people were by themselves. When you think of quarantine, a lot of people were with family members, but think about the people who were literally by themselves. And the germaphobes who didn't want to go outside. So there's a lot that you got to worry about on another level now. But I say all that to say this situation was sad. Any other mass shooting that happened is sad. But this also is one of those moments where it could be a learning lesson to say, hey, sometimes checking in on people is okay. Like even if it's somebody, I don't want to say just walk up to strangers and say, how you doing? But just saying good morning or something, like bring back a little bit of just caring for the next man. Like that's what's there. Because sometimes people just need one good morning may change your whole day. It might. You never know. So it's just things like that you got to be aware of. And for Lisa and her family, I hope you all, losing someone you can never recover from. But as far as just the hurdles that you got to bounce back from, I hope it's a smooth transition. It's going to be rough in the beginning because grieving can last an eternity. But I just hope you all get better.
I hope y'all heard what Tomo said. Say good morning. That's true. Like when I leave my house, man, guess what, Tomo? I see people nowadays. They you look at them, they look away. You like, God dang.
Yeah.
Good morning. You know, or not just a stranger, but to ask your point, somebody you ain't talked to in a while, just reach out to them, see how they doing. Yeah. You ever had a bad day and you get a random call from somebody you talk to in a while? And they just call you, understand how you're doing. You have a good talk. You go to the phone. You feel a lot better about your day, you know. So, yeah, man. Like you said, people are going through it. That quarantine situation was crazy, but yeah, man.
Or to make a little light of it, before we move to the next topic, let's get a little personal here. At my old job, I was doing, work can get daunting a lot. So, let's do this meme. It was a meme. They say when you had a long day and you get to the door and you drop your keys and you just had that breakdown. Stuff like that good morning could stop that breakdown. Because sometimes people will say, when you say how you doing, everybody's like, I'm fine. I used to know one person that I used to work with. When I used to ask him how you doing, I had to be prepared for a conversation because he actually would tell me how he was actually doing. I was like, bruh, the first time he did it, I was like, bro, what's wrong with you? He was like, you asked, so I'm gonna tell you. I was like, we gotta watch him, y'all. But outside of that, it made me look at things different because sometimes when you ask how you doing, sometimes you just got to be prepared. Some people may be like, man, look, my wife just left me last night and I'm on edge. Whoa. That's not even Valentine's Day, what you do, but things like that.
Yeah, man. Well said, Tomo. Well said, man.
We say all that to say this, man. Reach one and teach one. And I don't know how I'm gonna do this transition because this is a tough transition. Because we going from people getting hurt at a parade to this basketball player not liking too much of what people got to say. We just gonna get out of here. We just gonna go straight to it, man. The All-Star break. The All-Star break is coming. I think this is our last games before the All-Star break. And all I heard was security go backstage and say, All-Star, break it up. Break it up. These ain't even All-Stars. You would have thought KD and Bradley Beal was arguing or something, but they good teammates. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to start nothing.
And Bradley Beal hurt too, though.
He got hurt in that Kings game, didn't
he? Yeah.
I tell y'all. He only wanted to beat the Wizards. But anyway, a familiar name. If you know, well, LeBron knows his name because he ran smack at LeBron. He was upset. Isaiah Stewart and what's his name? How you pronounce his name? Eubanks?
Eubanks, yeah.
The center from the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, all right, we're going to turn this pregame up just a little bit more for y'all because I know the Pistons, we are playing, but we got to get some people entertained. They thought that Crawford and Spence was coming out and they bumped chest, and then I guess he punched him and things got left. I don't know why this happened. I tried to find some reports to see what happened here or how they even got to this actual moment. If you know something, Joe, let me know. But the fact that they actually was throwing punches means something happened. I think some people say Stewart got arrested.
Yeah, he did. He got arrested. He got released though, but he got arrested though.
And that's how I know it happened before the game started. Because other than that, NBA games, I was like, I tried to go find a video. I couldn't find no clips, nothing. That's what I was like, this definitely happened on the walk-in. So Isaiah Stewart, this is the second time that you've been a part of something. I know the Pistons ain't the best team in the league right now, but going all out and just fighting for whatever, I want to find out the reason before I kill them too much. Joe, do you know what happened here?
So what I've seen from I think it was the Pistons side, I saw first that he was arrested. It was funny because the news anchor, he was like, the Pistons lost again, but but he went to the story. But before the game, pregame, I was like, dang.
So they won the pregame. That's what he's saying.
Just letting y'all know, no free wings today. But let me tell you what really happened. So I wish Carlos here to hear that. But so the Pistons side, I heard that he got arrested, and then he got released. But then from the Suns side, I heard that also he got arrested, but that it was like Eubanks did nothing. Like, they was talking, then they got chest to chest, and he just swung. Like, it was.
That's what I'm saying right here too.
Yeah, he just swung, and and KD. They asked KD after the game, and he. Oh yeah, by the way, Devin Booker in that game got ejected within 6. Like, when he was halfway through the first quarter, he got ejected. Like, ejected, not.
I seen that.
He got ejected.
That's why when you added this to the topics, I was like, hold up, wait. That's why I thought they was fighting in the game. I said he got ejected, so they had to been fighting in the game. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And KD said something good. He said it's supposed to be a brotherhood. He said obviously stuff happens, but I'm paraphrasing. Basically, you got to be able to move past that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a brotherhood. You know, at the end of the day, you don't want to. He said a lot of noise outside of our game. So people gonna talk trash, whatever, but you gotta be able to hold it down. You know what I mean? Like, relax. Like people talk trash and go chest to chest all the time. Why throw a punch? Pre-game. Like, that's pre-game, bro. Like, come on, at least give your fans a chance to get some free wings. God dang. So
I mean, you really won that game?
The Devin Booker guy, well, he ain't gonna make a difference, right? Isaiah Stewart. I'm about to say Devin Booker got ejected. It kind of, you know what? It actually kind of helped. KD did say because of the pregame, the refs was a little riled up, so he got Devin Booker out the game. So maybe that's
probably why. That's probably why he was like, "Look, we need to win the game. I'll take the L for the team. So let me do this." But nah, man, nah. And then Eubanks played. I think he had like 18 points in the game. Like, like, what's going on here? Like, did this help? Like,
he had 18.
I think so. He played 18 minutes.
Okay, 18
minutes.
something.
I was say, yeah.
He cooked them like, man, it's Detroit. So I mean, I know, Carl, y'all beat the Kings. I understand what you do.
Hey, they got us too, but I ain't too mad at it. I'm trying to see, man, what's up with Eubanks, because the fact that he came out, played the game, and it really don't look like nothing happened to him. I really want to know what happened there as far as why they had the altercation, what words were said. Hopefully it wasn't no racial slurs. Like, I'm not starting the rumors, but hopefully nothing like that comes out. Maybe it was just a miscommunication between the two. Is Eubanks, man. Oh, he played 18 minutes and he had 6 points. I mean,
6 rebounds.
Yeah, he got 6 rebounds.
Yeah. More than you, I mean,
I said
Isaiah Stewart, my bad. Isaiah Stewart stat line. Let's see, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 fouls, 1 punch.
Say 0 fouls. Probably got like 2 fouls.
That's crazy,
man.
Yeah. Second altercation, man. And remember, he did something against the Bucks and Giannis got in his face. I think it was them, right?
I think this was right after. This was around the same time or shortly after that LeBron fisticuffs, right? Because
he did something to his brother, right?
Yeah, and you know, Thomas don't play.
Man, I gotta give him a shout out for that sham guy he did, bro. That was tough.
Only reason I crack jokes is because I literally watch the Bucks and it's a family affair. You got Brook Lopez, Robin Lopez, Giannis, Thomas, and I think the other brother is somewhere on the G League team. Like, it's a family affair. But Pat Bev coming there probably riled up the competition just a little bit.
It's funny because when the Bucks are in a blowout game or they getting blown out, I'm like, bet, turn on the Bucks game.
You already
man get buckets.
Oh man.
But yeah.
I mean, also one more thing to Isaiah, you don't want to have this rep. So whatever is going on, like, you need to fix it ASAP. I mean, Detroit is not the place to be, but they're going to keep you in Detroit if you keep acting like this, because clearly that's what I'm saying. So they treating Detroit. He gonna kill me, but they treating Detroit like it's Cleveland. Like, they just want to send players somewhere. You know, there's always that one team where like, we'll ship you off to such and such. And I think when the Cowboys tried to ship Amari Cooper off to Cleveland, they didn't think they was going to make the playoffs. But yet here they are. And at some point, the Pistons are going to get back to being a good team. I can see it.
If Isaiah Stewart was a backup center for, like, the Clippers and he's doing this, then, like, okay, you know, he
might get cut.
You know, like, he might not do it as much, but he can tick like one of their star players off. You know what I mean? He could be that guy that could be that annoying guy on the bench. You know, who's
that in the game. Yeah, do that in the game, like Meta World Peace.
Yeah, man.
Ron Artest was a good player. People forget that. Like, his antics. You know what I'm saying? His antics overruled, but he was a good player.
Yeah, he's the best player on that Pacers team. He's the
best Shout out to the Pacers.
That year when they had that brawl, they were legit. Probably would have went to the finals that year. Like, they were that good.
Yeah, that one Detroit moment messed them up.
Yeah, they had Detroit, bro. What's up with Detroit?
That's what I'm saying. They got their ring, man, and they don't know how to act.
Yeah, but that was the rivalry though. Pacers.
That's, man,
at that time.
Oh man, early 2000s basketball, wasn't nothing like it, man. Nothing like those were real rivalries. People, they probably was friends off the court, but because we ain't had social media, we didn't know. So we always thought it was personal. Because now you got players sitting on a podcast with each other, and you like, hold on.
He's scrolling, and there was a a video of somebody talking about a game they had. I forgot they cooked somebody, and then Donovan Mitchell gonna comment and said, "He did that against us." I'm like, bro. Come on, man. Where's your pride? Like, come on, bro. Like, you over here laughing and giggling in the comments because he cooked y'all. Like, come on, man. So I forgot who it was though. But I'm like, you would never see somebody in the 90s doing something like that. Or the 2000s.
Probably was Anthony Edwards. I can see it be young. It probably was Anthony Edwards that gave him buckets. I can see it.
I forgot who it was. I like Anthony Edwards, man. I like his attitude.
I like what KG said about him.
Oh yeah, the 84 Jordan.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and he said, hey, he was finding himself. That's what he said. He said at that time, he didn't say 96, 97. You know why he said 96, 97? Because of Drake's song. You know, he a youngin'. Like 96, 97. Back to back like I'm Jordan 96, 97. That's the only reason
And
why you
also,
know that.
and that also, if I'm like on the team or if I'm a GM or somebody or a fan, I'm like, well, technically, in a sense, he's right because he is finding himself and he knows that the Timberwolves are not winners. So he's not placing himself as a champion, which is smart.
Yeah.
You want that from your player. Unlike
I
Jordan
like
Poole.
Anthony Edwards. I like SGA too. How he be throwing diss songs after the game. He'll put a verse in his caption.
I'm happy to see SGA balling, man. I scout all my players on 2K, and I knew after I had him on one season on 2K, I was like, dog, he gonna be a dog in the league. And he's like, bro, it's a game. Look at him now.
Yeah,
You just see it.
He balling.
But let's take a quick commercial break because we got to come back. You know, we got to mix it up a little bit. We got to talk about some shocking news. You know, right after the Super Bowl, you would think teams want to bounce back and rebuild, not bounce back and kick people out. And we also got to say, you know, they are the best team in the NFL right now. They are. We have to say it, the best team in the NFL, and they've been doing it for years. But we got to say, who's going to be the biggest threat to Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? We got to figure this out, Joe. So make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, and we'll be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri. This is Ed Han.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we live in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me keep on running toes, they gon' take them.
Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Be back.
Back to back like Kansas City. Man. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Drake lyric. It's coming. It's coming.
I know, right?
And everybody thought he was going to actually curse them. The Drake curse may be broken because he bet on the Kansas City Chiefs to win.
Well, he bet on the Warriors in 2022 when they won. 2021. He bet on the Warriors.
But was that an easy pick?
I know, right? oh, Teddy, you heard
that? I mean, come on, man. Like Teddy, no, they gotta prove it. The Celtics fans are like Cowboy fans at this point. I mean, you know, you gotta. Not saying they're delusional because some fans are delusional, but as far as like the team gotta prove it to them, you have to. And what more does this guy have to prove to say that he deserved a job? Scapecoached, because everybody like to say scapecoached. That's what happened. Steve Wilks is out just after one season as the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator. Give you a list of his previous jobs. He was with the Panthers, he was with the Cardinals, he was with the Chargers, and now I can add the 49ers to the list. On Wednesday during a press conference, the 49ers Kyle Shanahan let everyone know that he had let defensive coordinator Steve Wilks go. It was a tough decision, but it happened 10 minutes just before the press conference. Steve Wilks. Okay. I thought he was going to be the Commanders head coach. Honestly, I thought that's the guy that y'all was waiting for. That was one of the people I said. Because remember y'all was taking so long? I said they're waiting for somebody from one of the, I think it was either Steve Wilks or Spags. I said they're waiting for one of them to finish the Super Bowl and they can bring them in. Yeah, Spags gonna stay, but I'm just saying, I thought y'all was waiting for one of them. Last two defensive coordinators for the 49ers are head coaches. That's why they left. D'Amico Ryans, you clearly see what he's doing with the Houston Texans. Robert Saleh, I don't know how that's gonna go. with the Jets because it's so up and down with this Jets organization. But these were the last two defensive coordinators. What's up, Blaze? And they left on their own merit. Technically, we all know what the 49ers defense was when they both got there. Kyle Shanahan came out and he was like, well, I wanted to keep Steve because I wanted to keep some continuity with the team. He was already on one of the staffs. The players love him. Boom, promote him up. If you look at outside of the 2 playoff games with the Lions and the Packers, he showed up for the Super Bowl, the big game. You got it. Once we got there, he showed up because that defense was balling. Most people would say, and I hate that this is now attached to the 49ers, but if Greenlaw was still in that game, they may have won. Philly Nation, don't kill me. But they're going to kill me anyway. You see the star back there. But Greenlaw was doing his thing outside. He was doing his thing on Kelsey. He got him so frustrated that we talked about the bump on the last episode. So, how do I feel about this? He definitely was scapegoated. I know that's a term that goes around, but somebody, after you lose a Super Bowl of this magnitude, someone had to go, and it had to be a big name. Scapegoated, yes. Also, it's one of those things where you have to send ripple waves and shocks through the organization. It's like, okay, as a Cowboy fan, think about it like this. When Jimmy Johnson first got there, he talked to Mike Irvin. He said, look, what players want to be here because we about to shake some things up. And sometimes you have to cut the star player to let the rest of the organization or the players know that, hey, we mean business.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this was. It was like, we really don't want to let him go, but one of these two have to go. And Cal was like, it ain't going to be me. So you go, we'll find someone else, and we letting these players know that we mean business. I'll rebuttal after, but go ahead, Joe.
So I don't think he was scapegoated. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised because first Steve Wilks wasn't there last year. He was with the
Chargers.
He was with the Panthers.
There we go.
Yeah, he was an interim coach. That's what he was for the Panthers. Okay. And then he went and got your boy and let him go within a year. So
thanks for correcting me on that.
Yeah, so I don't think he was scapegoated because I want you to think about the 49ers last year defense and the 49ers this year defense. You would say last year is better, but they added more pieces this year, right? Last year, they were hurt. So look, this year, right? They ranked 8th in yards, 3rd in points. Last year, they ranked 1st in yards, 1st in points. They were the best defense last year. Last year, they gave up 20 or more points 4 times all last year. Like the Falcons, 28 against the Chiefs, 44. These 2 games, that's when they had like 7 people were hurt on the defensive side of the ball. Like 7. Commanders, I had to throw a Commanders. I was going to say over 20, but Commanders scored 20, so I had to add. Commanders,
20 and above, just 20. To get in the club.
Commanders. Taylor Heineke did it. All right. So the Commanders and the Raiders. I'm not sure. Remember the Raiders? Remember Dave? The Raiders were up like 30 to like 7. And Dave was like, we're going to win this game. Dave was like, this is going to be a tough game. It's the Raiders.
Yep.
That's when they just fired. They got rid of Derek Carr and other stuff. He said it's going to be a tough game. We were like, man, Dave, we gave him a show.
I remember that episode.
Hey, relax, dog. These do with the overtime, right? They had to make a comeback too. So those were the only 4 teams that scored 20 or more last year, not including playoffs, obviously. This year, Tomo, and they were healthy for a majority of the year. I don't remember any major injuries they had, and they added Chase Young, and they added Randy Gregory, right? So
don't forget Hargrave too.
Yeah. They got better. Look, this year, right? They gave up over 20 to the Rams, 23, to the Minnesota Vikings, 22, to the Cincinnati Bengals, 31, to the Arizona Cardinals, 29, and to the Rams, 20. But they were 21, but they said a lot of people. Now, you might say, Joe, 4 last year, 4 this year. like I told you, they missed 7 guys last year. 7 guys. And this team this year added guys, and they were healthy. All right. And then in the playoffs, we all know what happened in the playoffs, right? I was listening to Club Shay. I mean, Uncle Shay Shay. Nightcap, him and Ocho, and former NFL players, right? So they know, they watch the game way differently than I do. He know Kyle Shanahan, I don't, right? He said it was one point in the last game, you could see Kyle Shanahan in the headset talking to Steve and like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like he was saying that. I was like, oh, it's not like. So that's why I'm not surprised because, and I listened to a Kyle Shanahan interview. He said that it's funny. He said we had to move on. It was a tough decision. This not the tear down who he is as a person, who he is as a coach. I felt like he was the right person for us as a person, but he never said as a coach. I was like, oh, is that okay? And then they also asked him, do you think bringing an outsider in was a problem? He said, I think that's kind of part of the problem because these guys are used to playing in a certain system. He's basically an outsider. They also asked him being a DB type defensive coach versus a linebacker coach, does that make a difference? He said, yeah, that actually does make a difference because their strength is at the linebacker position. It's their front seven too, and he's more known as he's a DB coach for real. So I get why, and it looks bad because if you're making a decision, Tomo, you're thinking like, when I make the decision, the backlash is gonna be, oh, he the scapegoat. You didn't do your job, Kyle. End of the day, Kyle not gonna fire himself. But if he feel like he can make an improvement on the defense, and I gotta get rid of this dude and promote somebody within the organization, I saw this coming for real. So I'm not surprised.
Well, the one bad thing about the 49ers defense was the secondary.
Yeah, and he was
a secondary, and he was a DB's coach. So the secondary played better this year. There was one game where I think was it Ward?
Yeah,
one of their starting cornerbacks got hurt. A rookie came in, had one bad play, and then the next play he get an interception. So that just shows you like the secondary played a little bit better this season than it did last. So it was a slight improvement.
One more all pro this year?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're all pro.
Yeah. So going from the worst secondary to having, well, I wouldn't say the worst, going to a bad secondary to now where your secondary is got everybody on clamps. It was an improvement from last year. Now you will say other things did slack off because maybe his main focus was trying to get this secondary the back end on point. Because you like, look, the front end, we got Greenlaw, we got Fred, and they can basically run his defense. Because after that, you got the dogs, you got Bosa, you got Hargrave, you got Armstead, and then you go out and go get a Chase, and then you go out and get a Randy Gregory. So boom, I trust my linebackers to work with this front end. Let me work on this back end and make sure we're great. Because the front end can work. The front end can do all they can, but think about quarterbacks like Dak or Jordan Love. I wouldn't say Jordan Love, but think about quarterbacks like Dak who was getting the ball out after 3 steps. Right. If you're getting the ball out quick, your pass rush don't mean nothing because you're just getting the ball out quick. Maybe some of them was interceptions, but still, if the ball is out quick and your secondary can't do nothing, ask the Eagles. They had a good front seven, but their back end was trash. So if teams could get the ball out quick, you could score on them. So boom, he was like, let me tighten this up, and then boom. Honestly, I think if you keep him one more year, he can learn from his mistakes. I think this defense would drastically improve from what it was this year. Because now you got one more year under that system. You got one more year of the players, him understanding who the players are, who actually gonna be here. Because I seen this thing come up. I don't know if it was shared in the chat, but about the window. It was shared in the chat about their window. Their window may be closing because now it's time to pay players. Debo already got paid. I think Bosa's already been paid. But once you got to pay your quarterback, and I don't think Purdy gonna go for no. It was the only example I could use at the time, man. I'm sorry, but you have to pay your quarterback. Now, is Purdy gonna take one of those hometown discounts because of what the franchise has done for him? He probably could, but players when they sign their contracts, they got to think about everybody else in the league. Like, so if you take this type of deal, what is it? How is it going to affect the next quarterback? Because you went to the Super Bowl. So now owners are going to look and be like, well, Purdy went to the Super Bowl and he took this type of deal. You ain't never took us past the first round of the playoffs. I know you're better than Purdy, but technically I can go find one. Or it might send ripple waves. And I want to see who they actually bring in after that, because I know the Cowboys just signed their defensive coordinator, and I was watching the interview yesterday, and he got a phone call right before this news dropped, and he was like, "It's a guy calling me about a job." And then the news dropped that Steve got fired. I was like, "Is Steve trying to say something? Like, Steve, you trying to get your get back? Because you can come on down here and coach some of these players." Like, and we keeping Al Harris, Joe.
Oh yeah, he stood up strong when he said that. Just
I want y'all to know. But I think Kyle is at the point now where he understands, and I agree with your point on that one, where he understands like he's on the hot seat with everyone, not just the San Fran fans, everyone. Now he's on the hot seat because he done choked. This is the second Super Bowl as a head coach. You done choked.
Yes, because Tomo, Mike Vrabel, Bill Belichick. I mean, there are guys that's out there that's taking a year off.
Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan. Imagine him in that defense, that attitude. Oof.
That might be their next DC. I ain't gonna say nothing though. Rex Ryan gonna try to find a way to get back in the league.
For real. But
upset.
like, there's some veteran coaches out here that you like, dog. I mean, but as long if Kyle Shanahan goes, John Lynch gotta go too. They're like one.
Yeah.
But I feel you. I think he is somewhat on the hot seat. I don't think he's all the way because at the end of the day, he's getting them. He's getting them far every year. But they got the roster though, you know. And the times when he don't have his QB, they about to say in the lottery. They're like a 4-win team when you don't have his QB, you know. So it's gonna be tough. But I'm not surprised he got fired though, because throughout the season you can see like this defense ain't the same, bro. Like they're not lights out. Like last year, you like, man, this is a really good defense. Really good defense. This year, you kind of like, I mean, you can like, they're not really that good. They're good, but they're not the best. And
I mean, maybe because my team was on the other side of them, like putting a hurting on us, that I'm like, this defense was doing their thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I feel like offensively, they put more pressure on you because they are much better this year offensively. Like you look at the offensive scoring this year, they score like over 30 points almost every game.
That's true. 30 Purdy, that was his name.
Like they put pressure on you that way. Like you gotta score points to get this team. What Shannon Sharp always say, you can pin the ears back and just go out to the quarterback. But like they sack numbers went down this year. You know, like they turn. Remember last year they was number one in turnovers too.
Yep.
So yeah, man, they got worse with with more talent. So
Joe, you swayed me to the other side of the fence, man. I don't think he got scapegoated now. I got to change my opinion live on air because now that I think about it, the playoffs are when you actually can lock in. And like I just said in my open monologue about the Packers game, the Lions game, that kind of shows you who you were because he didn't have no interviews. Now, coaches who have interviews, I can see why their game plan is a little off because, you know, they're thinking about going to Washington. But when you're on your way to not having any interviews, I don't think Steve Wilks was asked or requested as an interview to be a head coach anyway. I don't think so. So you had nothing but time to prepare. So this defense is what you said it was. It decreased.
They did great as the Chiefs, but let's keep it real. The Lions exploded. Like we didn't watch the Lions game. We said, man, that was a great defensive play. It was more so like they fumbling the bag. Jordan Love, them interceptions he threw, dude. I mean, like you're not gonna look at it like, man, that was a great play by the defense. It was like, Jordan Love, what are you doing, right?
That's true.
So, and then one time and then even Patrick Mahomes one interception. It was an overthrow, but they did good against Patrick Mahomes. Though.
I'll give them that.
Yeah, they did really good against Patrick Mahomes until overtime.
But you have to take those two games into account. They got him there. So think about it. Jordan Love, I think not Jordan. Purdy threw an interception in the Packers game, but they dropped it. The Packers dropped it. Now I think that's when they were trying to score. They held the Packers. They held them to a limit because if it was at one point, I don't think the Packers were scoring touchdowns. They were just getting field goals.
Yeah, they were moving the ball though.
Yeah, with that Lions game, if they lost that Lions game, you can flat out just fire them right there. Yeah. Like, I'm cool with that one because they were just running all over y'all. They were just doing whatever they wanted.
They were. They were, and I had the number, but that like overall rushing yards per game, they were top 3, but yards per carry, they are not top 3. I had it, but I don't have it right now. But they are not like one of the best in the league in yards per carry.
No.
Because teams aren't running ball on them for real.
Yeah.
You know, so
that goes back to the linebackers in the front.
tell you, man, you gotta focus on the strengths. Like strengths, like strengthen your strengths. Don't take back from the strengths, and you know, so
and Blaze, he not going to Dallas because there's been a lot of shots from Zimmer as far as just that whole back and forth about Rex, what Rex said. So I don't think he would even have a staffing job in Dallas. I'm saying it here. I think he's gonna make a push to be with the 49ers now because of this whole how that Dallas thing played out.
I would love to see. I would like to see that.
Rex
I
Ryan
want to see.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him. No. Go to the AFC. Don't come over here. Because now it's personal. And anything personal with the 49ers and Cowboys, you know how that go. Ask George, Mr. Two Catches.
Mr. Two Catches. Oh, you went on this too?
Yeah, I got to. Mr. Two Catches. Yeah, nah.
Oh, he did with a shirt.
Yeah. No,
okay,
that's personal.
Okay.
I ain't the Debo thing. I understand the Debo situation. That's their beef. I missed the personal.
Yeah, Kiddo was wild for that though.
It was done before, so he was just re-sparking that rivalry. That's all. I ain't mad at it. Yeah, I ain't gonna tweet him about it.
You say you did?
I'm not. Yeah, I like some of these. Man, look. When you censoring your tweet, when you censoring your Instagram messages, that's how I know you too old to be there. You should have went to Facebook like CD Mama. CD Mama did the right thing. She said, "I'm in my age bracket and I'm gonna get on Facebook." and the fact that somebody was even on Facebook to see that lets me know the Dallas Cowboys fans are old.
That's funny. She did go on Facebook. That's funny.
I wasn't mad. That's why I wasn't mad at it. I was like, it's the right platform.
Oh man, that's so funny.
But I mean, once you get to the platform, you get to the big stage, you got to be able to show up, show out. And this team has done it. Well, I wouldn't say 4 times. They've done it 3 times. Because look, 3 times is a dynasty. And with a dynasty, other franchises are aiming to take your spot. Joe, I know you had something in mind when you came up with this question. I know you. What AFC team will be the biggest threat to Mahomes?
Okay, so the obvious answers are Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. But I'm gonna go left field with this one. Okay. I'm going to say, Tomo, the team that can threaten the Chiefs the most for the future.
Don't do it.
Houston Texans.
Oh.
You don't want to say the Commanders? No.
I thought you were gonna say the Bills.
Oh no.
Okay.
The Texans can be what the Bills were supposed to be. Let me tell you how. One thing that CJ Stroud is, like even Blaze thought that. No, Josh Allen.
I'm telling you.
All right, look. So shout out to Blaze, man, in the comment section. So what's Josh Allen known for, Tomo?
Turnovers.
Turnovers. What CJ is known for?
Touchdowns.
Taking care of the ball. Led the NBA. Led the NFL with the least amount of interceptions. Also led the NFL with the most. He had what's the number? I got it on my phone somewhere. But he led the NFL with the most deep passes, whatever, with no interceptions, by the way, right?
Wow. So
CJ is a lot in the NFL, right? Your rookie year, minimum tape on you. You know what I mean? We got to go over what you did in college. If you come out second year blazing, that's when we know, like, yeah, they serious. Like Mahomes, first year starting, won MVP. Second year, he didn't win MVP, but he got back to the Super Bowl. So we were like, okay, this dude is serious, right? So I think CJ offensively, he don't even have the weapons nearly as good as the Chiefs right now, right? We both feel like they can make a move this year to either get Stephon Diggs or Mike Evans. Remember we all had those conversations.
Yeah.
They wanted a big receiver. I look at they roster, Tomo. they're fairly young. Their best skill players are young. We all know CJ. CJ is young, right? CJ is 22 years old. You got Damian Pierce, 23 years old. You got Nico Collins, 24 years old. Tank Dell, 24 years old. These boys are young, man. On the defensive side of the ball, Will Anderson, 22 years old. Derek Stingley, 22 years old. Jalen Petrie, 24 years old.
Defensive player of the year. Defensive rookie player of the year, Will Anderson. Make sure you say that.
Offense and defense, right? So I think that, and then you got D'Amico Ryans, this is why I said they're the Bills, because the Bills got a defensive-minded head coach. So does the Texans. Defensive-minded head coach, D'Amico Ryans. So we know the defense is going to be stout his whole tenure being there. The offensive coordinator is from the Shanahan tree. So it's a guy who knows what he's doing. He's going to be a head coach soon. And guess what? When he gets promoted, because his assistant coach also from the Shanahan tree, his quarterback coach, all that stuff, right? So he's going to get promoted. They're going to keep that lineage right there, right, with C.J. Stroud. C.J. is going to improve. He's a mature quarterback as a rookie. So I think they could potentially challenge the Chiefs. I think the Bills, on the other hand, man, these dudes got a lot of guys on the cap who needs new contracts. A lot of guys coming back from injury. I mean, their roster is not going to be the same next year. If they have the same guys, it won't be the same. All these Tre'Davious Ward get hurt every year. All right. You got daggone Von Miller. I mean, he's aging. He's getting hurt all the time. Mulatto, he stay hurt too. Like, these dudes keep getting hurt. All right. So
secondary be banged up at times. Yep.
All the time, man. Right. So I'm going to say the Texans.
Man, that's definitely coming out of left field.
Yeah,
once I read this and I was like, if he say the Bills, and that's the only team he say, we gonna have to go back and forth today. But you didn't. I had a list, and I'm going in order. Who's the biggest threat? Number one, the Chiefs, because at this point, the only people that can beat you is themselves, because they already showed you we led the league in drops and still found a way to get here. There were several people who thought this team couldn't even make the playoffs. Now, boom, they get in the playoffs. Then they go up against. They was on the road, first time in the playoffs. So every game they were an underdog, or people were like, well, can Mahomes do it away from Arrowhead? He went up to Buffalo. Can he do it? That was a close game. He did it. You go up against Lamar and the momentum that the Baltimore Ravens had. They had the wellness center, the music, everything was going on, man. Baltimore, they was getting stupid, dummy. And then he found a way to win that game. Now you find yourself in Vegas against another one of the best teams in the NFL, because some people would say it was the Ravens after the Ravens beat the 49ers. So there was a little hierarchy there. And you get shut out in the first quarter, then you really don't. I think, like we said, they scored one touchdown the entire game.
Lost the turnover back. Oh, it was tied 2-2. Never mind.
Yeah, and still find a way to win. Drive the ball down with the new overtime rules. So you don't even need to worry about the rules, because I'm going to go out there and score. Boom. Wins the game. So I say that. And I think Chris Jones came out and said, I want to come back. I don't know about this free agency stuff. I want to actually be here. So they probably worked that out. The second team, and the only reason I put them second is because this guy actually beat Mahomes.
Which is fair. I think he probably is the biggest threat, though.
Is the Bengals. But the biggest threat to him is now health. If Burrow can stay healthy, then he can be a bigger threat. So that's why I only put them at number 2, because of that. One, he already knows how to play up against them. The Bengals, they do have a team. They got to figure out, they talking about franchising T. Higgins, but they got to figure that situation out, because you want T. Higgins and Chase to be there, figure out your run game, boom, defense, y'all back at it. The third team was the Ravens.
Okay. Yeah.
I got to say the Ravens. And the only reason I'm saying the Ravens, and it's not one of the only reasons, but it's Lamar. Lamar he has to learn from his mistakes. He already knows what it takes to go up against Mahomes. He got a 1-4 record against the Chiefs, but what goes to say that they don't add some more weapons as a wide receiver core? They already can run the ball. The defense is already hungry. You've seen in that playoff game that the defense showed up. They just needed Lamar to lose his legs a little bit more. Then boom, they probably win that game. That shows you right there that they're a potential threat. You throwing out Houston knocks out my last team, so I don't even gotta say their name. I was gonna say the Bills, but that's only because the media puts them up there so much that they are a threat. But technically, I'd rather talk about Houston now. Or let's throw another curveball out there. I think if Miami can figure it out, can
Miami.
figure it out, that's my dark horse.
Tua
Miami.
ain't the guy to do that. Unless he improves. I don't know. Like the way he is now. I don't know.
Hit me out, Joe. It may take a year. I don't know. But the Chargers, we may have to talk about the Chargers.
John Harbaugh, yeah.
We may have to talk about
my bad, Carl. Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. We may have to talk about them. But I'm not mad at the Houston one. I like what they got going on down there. My only pushback on Houston is the sophomore slump. You know, because they say players hit a rookie wall, and then they talk about the sophomore slump. It's the second year. We got the film on him now. Can he actually progress? Are they gonna add more pieces around him? We gonna see. I like everything they have though. Maybe switching teams at some point. I'm not going to Houston, but I'm just saying I am rooting for them now. It's a rivalry, but I am rooting for them to win.
You know what's funny? The top 3 teams you name, right? Chiefs, Bengals, Lamar. I mean, I wrote Lamar. That's why. Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens. All right. Bengals have a winning record against the Chiefs. Lamar has a winning record against the Bengals, and the Chiefs have a winning record against the Ravens. It's like a trilogy. It's like a that's a trilogy. It's like a what you call it? Triangle.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like Trinity. That's what they call it, right? It's like a triangle, right? So it's like the Chiefs are top. It's like they beating each other, bro. It's like a cycle. Like the Bengals and Chiefs are tied in the playoffs 1-1, but in the regular season, the Chiefs only beat them once in the regular season, I think, and that was without Joe Burrow, by the way. All right. Lamar, on the other hand, he lost to the Chiefs one time, Bengals one time, I think his whole career. And remember, they played the Ravens in the playoffs without Lamar and almost lost that game.
Exactly, which is crazy.
So, and Lamar only beat Mahomes once. You know, he 1-4, like he said. So it's like that's why matchups matter. So like we could see a playoffs where the Bengals run into the Chiefs and knock out the Chiefs, but then the Ravens knock out the Bengals. You know, like you might see that. So, but
now that would be funny. That would be funny.
But I agree with your list, Tomo. I think respectively, these should be the top 3 in order. You know, I just want to throw a little wild card in there. Texans.
Now I like your wild card because as soon as you said that, it made me think of the Chargers. Because instantly when you sent me the question, I thought of rivals right now, like who can get it within this next window, within the 1 to 2 span. I like Houston being probably not next year, probably the year after. And that's why I thought of the Chargers. You give Harbaugh maybe 1 or 2 years with this defense. He get his pieces in and everything is settled. The Chargers are going to bounce back. And they in their division.
Yeah. And they already struggle with the Chargers. They already do.
Yeah. So
and you
got Herbert now with the actual offensive coordinator. I'm not going to say too much. I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Bengals might lose some weight. Yeah, they got T. Higgins to worry about losing.
That's why I said they got to make sure they get that situation locked up.
Yeah, true. So, and defensively, they're not the same. That's why I think Texans, like Lamar and them, Ravens defensively, they're good too. They're a little older defensively, I would say. But the Texans defensively are young. They key players are young on the defense side of the ball. They're young too. I would say the Ravens. They key players.
I like those teams a little bit more over the Bengals as far as defense, like you said, because they already have the chemistry there. Because, like you said, the Bengals got to figure it out on defense.
They lost some guys that beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, so it's gonna get. And then Frank Clark. Did Frank Clark go back to the Chiefs?
I think so. That was this year.
Yeah, because
he left the Broncos and came back. Yeah.
Okay, Frank. Okay, Frank when he got a ring and said, "I ain't talking to nobody." Okay.
Yeah. So. All right. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting by next year.
Let us know how you feel in them comments.
Yes. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure this could be a combo that can get carried over to the chat too.
Yep.
All right. But so yeah, y'all. So let's wrap this up, Tomo. My last words. Shout out to Sacramento. Right now we are in the play-in. You know what's funny, Tomo? We have the identical record from last year. Identical offensive rating, identical defensive rating from last year. Literally. We're just like the same team, but everybody else got better. So, right now the Kings are the 8th seed behind the Mavs by half game. Mavs hasn't beaten us yet this year, by the way.
Dallas Mavericks. What?
Yeah, the Dallas Mavericks. But we went against the Suns. Fox dropped 40. Sabonis had a 35-point triple-double. We lost. It was some controversy still going on, but it's all good. We lost. On a back-to-back against the Nuggets, we just beat the Nuggets, by the way, when they were on a back-to-back. And I said on Kings Talk, we got them on the back-to-back, so they got no excuses. We played the Nuggets. We're down 92-91. Fox goes crazy, scored 10 points straight. We win the game. Fox has 30 points. So my man Fox had like 14 in the fourth quarter, killed the Nuggets. So I'm excited about how we ended the All-Star stretch because my whole key with the Kings is De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis is going to play hard. Everybody else is going to be who they are. But I need Fox to be aggressive. And I feel like these last few games, that's what he has been, aggressive. And I like what we had going to the All-Star break. But shout out to Sacramento Commanders. Whew, man. Yesterday, man, we never been in line like this long, man. It's been a while. like most of the news is Commanders news.
You're welcome.
I know. Thank you, Dallas. Thank you for it.
And I'm about to say,
Ski Mask Adam. Ski Mask. Man, he taking everybody, man. Like the 49ers. I know Kyle Shanahan was like, all right, we about to fire Steve Wilks. Hold on. Hold on. He gone? Oh, he gone too? We just taking man at the cut. So I like what they're doing in Washington. We're gonna have to talk about the draft soon. I can't wait. But Caleb, let's get it. Caleb Williams, he belongs in DC. Shout out to the R2L family. Shout out to you, Tomo. Shout out to Dave.
I don't know if you're ignoring this comment, but
who's the number one in Alpha? Oh, yeah, they number one still. They slowly. He knows though. They're slowly falling. I've been tracking it too.
I just want to say this. I seen this tweet the other day from like a Wizards fan, and I just want to share it. It was like Taylor decides she's a Chiefs fan for 1 year, and they win a ring. Meanwhile, 35 years as a Wizards fan, I've got to show. Look what I got to show for it. 10 playoff appearances total. This is in 35 years. 0 51 seasons, 0 conference finals trips, and deep-seated emptiness. Okay? So that's just what it is to be a Wizards fan at this moment. And, I wasn't on for the trade episode, but I was in the comments, and then the stories that come out after that. And I hear that the Wizards had a deal done with the Dallas Mavericks to send Kyle Kuzma. And I remember I sent a comment saying that the Wizards didn't do nothing during the trade deadline. And I corrected it in the comments also, but it was like, I want them to make trades if they're actually going to rebuild. Meaning, get these vets out of here so some of these young players can actually get some time on the court. Denny yesterday went for 43. Denny Avdia. But Lil Koulibaly shows that he can actually play defense. Nah, we didn't win 50 games with Wall. We was always at like 40-something. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But then you also, But then you hear that Kyle Kuzma went to the front office and said, "Nah, I actually want to be here, guys. Don't trade me." And they don't trade him. So they send Gafford to the Mavericks. Kyle Kuzma does not have a no trade clause in his contract. He's not.
Why?
What?
He said he does not.
He doesn't.
Oh, I'm about to say, what the world?
He does not. And this is why him saying, no, I don't want to be traded, and them listening is bizarre.
Yeah.
You trade him. He didn't want to go there because he know that his shot attempts are going to decline because you're now on the team with Kyrie and Luka. But meanwhile, in Washington, you could do what you want. Granted, Kuzma is a good mentor for the youngins, but no, you got to try to build this team up. If you want to do,
yesterday, Cap Gafford.
Yeah,
he was your best piece to me. Not best player, but piece.
That, and if we got a taller or more aggressive center, he's good. He's not a starting center in the NBA. Well, not on the Wizards anyway. He may be for the Mavs, but not for the Wizards. I like how Kuzma contract is set up. His salary decreases every year, which is good because that means next year you can still probably, if you want to keep him around, But my whole thought process is if you're going to keep Kyle, you should at least kept Porzingis or Bill. Keep one of them two. Because if you're going to do a mid rebuild, then keep the mid players around. Don't keep one and bring all the youth around them and then say we're going to build. It doesn't work that way. And then you got Jordan Poole, who does the most outrageous things in a basketball game. I've watched several Wizards games where we'll be down by 3 points, and he'll commit the dumbest turnover, and then we lose by 10. That's all I got to say. That's my last words, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the network. Shout out to everybody that's participating or leaving comments on all the reels and everything. Shout out to y'all.
By the way, Pacers are no longer the number one offense in the NBA. It's the Boston Celtics. And right now they're still number one points per game, which was our bet. And they're slowly declining, though. They are declining. They were averaging 126 points a game. Now they're averaging like 120. Let's see. Now they're averaging 123. So it's going down. We're averaging 118. So we can meet in the middle.
Uh-oh. I got a bet.
Yeah, we got a bet. Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be good.
We got a bet. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. And we'll see y'all at the next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.